Today's going to be real casual. We don't have a guest. I wanted to show Aldus Local, how we can add to it, things that we can do to it, with it, especially those that have agencies and deal with multiple GMBs, how it can save you time, how it can save you money, because it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You just need to go in there and approve it. So before we get started, guys, welcome GMB Pros. Welcome everybody that is on Facebook. Those that are here on live, we got Edward, MBDZ, whatever. I'm not sure what that means. Welcome. I appreciate your guys' support. Now, remember, William and I's goal for GMB Pros is twofold, and I think we're going to cover that in pretty good detail today, as far as to help grow your agency. I'm going to show you how all this can do that for you, as far as prospecting, as far as time management, as far as money saving. And number two is help get better results with your clients. I'm going to show you how all this can also take care of that section for you. So again, we have different guests. Today is going to be myself on all this. We have guests that come on, and that gives us over the shoulder examples on how to do that. And that's what we'll do today. We're going to give you examples of how to we're going to onboard a client, what you should expect to see on there, what's the difference as far as all this is concerned, and how you can leverage it to help you make some money, help you get better results for your clients, how to get better communication over to your clients, right? Because we want to go out there and how, obtain new clients, and maintain new clients, and help obtain them as well, maintain them as well, right? So we want to take care of those three areas. I think that all this does that, help obtain, maintain, and retain is the word I'm looking for with all this. So what is all this about? What does it do? What is the difference in this platform compared to other platforms? And the main key area that I'm going to focus on is going to be trade area geo mapping, right? It's not just a trade area. It's not just a generic mapping for regular mapping, for mapping purposes. It's based on trade area. It's based on traffic flow. It's based on real competitors and your real customers, where they're coming from, right? So that's what the big difference as far as all this. Also, number two, a big difference that I want to focus on, all this was submitted to Google. This is a Google approved tool, so it's a white hat, right? It's for longevity. It's not going to get dinged. It's not going to get as far as your profiles may be disconnected or affected by, if it's like black hat. This is a tool that's been approved by Google, and it's white hat, best in class, best practices as far as what it's looking at. And then the trade area geo mapping that's in the actual tool. So I kind of wanted to set that particular foundation for you guys as far as the tool is concerned. So let me dive in a little bit deeper, and I'll share this with you guys. So Aldus Local, it's revolutionizing local SEO. What I mean by that is because this is a tool that's focused on local, right? Not necessarily national. It's also, again, a Google approved tool. Number three is based on trade area mapping, your geo grids, your analysis, where your customers are coming from, your competitors. It's based on the trade area of a particular business, right? So let's see here. Perfect. So what is this tool, this management software tool? Is going to give us accuracy, again, with the mapping. Does the research based off of that map, so all local, based on your competitor analysis. It's going to create some postings, and a lot of this stuff is also going to save you guys time, especially on the posting. If you have an agency with the same niche, You can literally create one post and then drip that across all of your profiles that you have. It'll have targeting keyword optimization. It has a GMB optimization and reporting back to your clients. Okay. And it's on this particular software. Another thing that I want to point out, it is and I'll show you in a second here. It is based on credits, but we built already into it where some of the stuff is ran weekly for you, ran monthly for you, so you don't have to use up your credits. It's not about nickel and diming you. And if you use it for prospecting, remember, help grow your agency, to get more credits to run those heat maps, it's not going to cost you $1.50, $2.50 per map. It's super affordable, and we'll get to that as we come along. I'm just thinking out loud and kind of like how I was affected as I was growing my agency. So we built it to answer a lot of these questions that are out there and help you grow your agency. So accuracy, right? Grid mapping is based on trade area. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but it is critical that this step is in the right direction. And that's what I'm talking about, the trade area as far as local. It's not just a general map to give you a general map. To understand trade area, guys, it was a survey that they did with 60,000 consumers, how far they were willing to travel. And this is a kind of like trade area comes from the retail business, where buildings are put. There's a specific reason why certain businesses are placed where they're at. It's based on the trade area. So it's broken down into three areas: the primary, secondary, and the fringe or the residual one, right? And most of your customers are going to come from that primary area. Then they're going to come from the second, and then the third, based on traffic patterns, based on landmarks, based on the population, right? So it's different in LA than New York, than Texas or Florida, Michigan, Chicago. It's all different, and it takes all that into account. So it's very accurate to aim to identify your true competitors and your true customers to enhance your marketing plan. So hopefully that kind of gives the understanding, and it's all based off of the MRI Simmons survey that they did. Again, they surveyed 60,000 consumers. 85 of the consumers said they were willing to travel about 15 miles or less. 97% of urban consumers would travel, again, same thing, 15 miles or less. The results of local trade area should be around 10 to 20 miles of drive time. And that's what the maps are based on. Okay, here's a perfect example. Once you run the maps of a trade area, it's going to take, again, based off of landmarks, traffic flow, population, your competitors, right? This is to compare a trade area map compared to a generic square typical map. You're going to fail to get the proper area. It's going to exclude customers. It's going to exclude competitors. You're going to miss all that. So at the end of the day, it's about phone calls, and this is going to help you increase those phone calls because you're targeting the right area base. And don't get me wrong, the square, even the circle, round GeoGrid, it has its purpose, right? But for when it comes down to like tracking and phone calls and the right competitors, are we beating the right competitors? What are the competitors doing? This is when we want the proper data. This is when we want to the proper information to target it. Edwin has a question. Can this be used for contractors like roofers? Yeah, 100%, 100%. And Edwin, if you stick around, once I get into the software, I'll give you a if you have a location, I'll put it in there and give you an example of what yours looks like. Especially if you're using this for prospecting. I'll show you how we can leverage that section of the software, 100%. And it also, so we have this round, the square, we have the polygram where you can draw it off yourself, and then we have the trade drive time mapping that you can do with this as well. This is kind of an example of what one would look like. So it enhances accuracy, like I said, provided on the drive time geo that it provides. Again, realistic customers that you can target, especially if you do some mailers. Focus on competitors. So it's going to focus on the competitors that are stealing your phone calls, you're stealing your traffic. So it's going to be real competitors, not outside competitors or far away competitors that you're like, customers are not even traveling from those locations. Optimize the resources and improve your local SEO with this mapping. And you can see that this is the area within 15 miles driving time that customers are going to travel for you. So again, all this mapping targets about 90%. This is actually a bakery we did that they were doing great online, but no local customer base, really. So it surpasses the traditional radius or city bound because it's based on drive time and your geo mapping on your drive time. So this was in Manhattan, New York. This was where the customers were traveling from and where they developed a better visibility in this particular area. So again, it's more precise on where your customers are truly coming from. So drive time targeting, Aldus Local is the only one that has this, and the GeoGrid mapping as far as the polygon, we're the only ones that have this and offer this. Targeting optimization, I'll get into this some more, but it'll do based on your competitors, recommend keywords, it'll analyze the keywords, it'll give you market visibility, almost like everybody else. But here's the great thing with all this, it has a built-in like, okay, now that you have this, now what? So with this, it's going to give you the now what. You don't have to take this and then still like, okay, what do I do? What do I put my VA on? You're going to be able to have your VA, depending how big your crew is, depending how big is your staff, your office or your VA, you can allocate them to something else because now it's going to take a handful of people. You can have one depending how many profiles you manage and go into the Aldus local platform, and it's going to give you everything you need based off of your keywords and your competitors. So speaking of competitor analysis, right, it'll auto detect it. It's going to give you a score, and then it's also going to give you tasks that you can like reverse engineer the key competitors, what they're doing. So as you can see an example here, it's going to be a competitor analysis, right? It's going to take a look at what the competitor's doing, and then it's going to give you a score. And from there, you can take all this assist and implement those changes to be better than your competitors, okay? Optimize your GMB. It'll take a look at your description. Okay, you can optimize our city phone number right within your GMB. If you notice up here, you can lock your GMB up there. It'll take your current description based on your keyword and give you an optimization right on there for you. It has an AI built-in system. Auto content, it'll do your or it'll do your content based on your keywords and auto recommendation. But guys, it's not how can I say, you still want human eyes on there. We developed the platform, so you still have to look at it and you still have to approve the changes from reviews, from posts, anything that it recommends for you, you still have to approve them and get human eyes on there. So this is the Aldus assist that I was speaking about. It'll auto create your post, and we're going to include Facebook and Instagram besides the Google profile. It'll auto create the Q&As for you, responses for reviews. And again, like I said, the platform is going to run this weekly on a 30-day window. And it's going to run weekly, and it's going to set up your plan for 30 days out. So next week, it'll run it and 30 days out. So if your competitor starts noticing you make changes and they go make changes, it's going to adjust to you. So if you do, for example, posts, we'll take posts, 3 posts. It sees your competitors did 3 posts. Aldus Assist is going to create 4 for you. All you have to do is look at it, schedule it, and it's gone. Q&As, review responses, you'll see it on there, and it runs it for you weekly, and it's going to save you tons of hours on monthly SEO labor, because now you don't have to think. Your VA doesn't have to think about it. It's already going to give you those suggestions. You just have to approve them. Auto posting, we'll get into this as well. It'll create a banner. As you can see the right side, this is an example. You can create a custom banner with QR codes. I just like the logo and phone number, so this is what this is what I use. As you can see, Instagram and Facebook is coming right now. It's just to the GMB. AI, you can generate the text. And we'll get into it because there's going to even buckets that you can give your client a URL. It'll upload their pictures. We're going to give them a URL because this will have stock images. It'll create images for you. But there's a section on here where you can have your client upload from their phone, or just like upload into their bucket. And all this will take those images, look at the map. Where are you weakest at? Do all that information on the image, and then post it for you using your client's images that you have on there. White label reporting, you can do that. So on this, if you have clients, I've had clients, what have you done for me this week? What have you done for me this week? What have you done for me? What, like, it's going to create a tally up the tasks of what we've done. That way we can report to our customers as well, performance and all that jazz. We have some case studies here for you on the white labeling. Once you do best practices, right? Best in class, all the other stuff, the SEO stuff, this is a great place where you can maintain it, keep an eye on it to improve it, and continue with the effects and the work that you've done. This is a great tool that you can leverage that with. Here's a car repair. The increased calls 41%. I'll give you the local bakery that I was showing you, 45% increased calls. And dentists, we have a lot of dentists, 26% in appointments and calls that we got for them. So again, guys, it's going to save you hundreds of hours depending on the profiles, and throughout the month of local SEO tasks, replace outdated tools. We offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's a local all-in-one solution for you to maintain and continue improving your profile. This is a beta, a special pricing, guys. We're just opening this up. It's $39. We want to guarantee this at least a year or two, depending on our costs and as we improve the software. But it's $39 location on this time, so there's plenty of room, guys, that you can resell it for yourselves to help your agency grow. So this is the actual powerhouse tool, right? So what does this all mean? What does this look like, right? Any particular questions at the moment? Let me look here. Let me bring up, and then Edward, if you have that profile or an example one that you want to give me, I'll create how we can use this as a prospecting tool, right? And I'll use yours as an example on what that looks like, how you can do that, right? So let me do this. Let me log into the actual platform, and we will get the ball rolling. I'll show you what that actually looks like. So this is the platform once you log in, guys. This is what it looks like. So this is kind of like a sample account that we have. It's the home. You can go into the businesses, and I'll add one for us here in a minute. Then we can go into the actual business. It's already done the data for us and the maps, but it gives us the overall view of the platform, the posts that we've had scheduled. This is the score, right? So it takes your Google business profile, and it also will take the website and give you some suggestions. So it does a lot of the local stuff for us. Does your Google profile have reviews on a regular basis? then we can come in here, dismiss it, and it'll do the recalculation for us. Is your primary category relevant and popular? So it'll take a look at the category that particular profile is involved or it has on there, and it will give you some suggestions, right? So you are currently using marketing agency, while the category advertising agency is the most popular one amongst your competitors. So this is all based off your competitors in your trade area. So we can go in there and change it if we like, or we can dismiss it. Okay. Guys, it'll do 10 keywords. You can see your average rankings. We can see the search volume on these and the market visibility that you have on that particular map. And let's just do digital marketing services just to show you, right? So for this particular client, this is their trade area that they have, that Google says, hey, this is your trade area. This is where most of your customers or your competitors are coming from. And you can see that we've done a good job in ranking them. So now we just have to maintain this ranking. We can see the competitors down here. Okay, the competitors down here. So the Aldus Assist, from the score, it's going to take the Aldus Assist and start creating these tasks. And this is what I mean. You can have your VA or whoever's in charge of implementing this within your business come into Aldus Assist right away and start taking care of some of these tasks. Okay, so on here, it wants to maybe suggest a reply for you. Let me go into another one. Customer profile, this is reviews. So it'll create a post. So it's going to create based on your competitor a post on here for us. And we can go in there and schedule the post. I'll get into this section. I just wanted to show Aldus Assist. Here's the different posts that it'll do. The description, this is one that I was showing you. It'll take the description. You can apply the actions. One action is completed. So from this section down, it's actually going to tell us what we did. So for those clients that, hey, what have you done for me? We can come right in here and say, hey, this is what we've done so far. Okay. Local keywords are the organic keywords. It'll also track that. The competitors, it'll show you the competitors that it's looking at. And then you can see their maps, you can see what they're doing. And it has an element of backlinks to it as well for your website. Okay, and we're also going to be including the Google Analytics, Google Search Console as well. And then before I go, we're also going to be adding Bing up here, guys, to keep track of your Bing rankings as well for that. So as far as your posts, here's the post, that you can create a post. It'll take the different GMBs you may have. You can post it onto the GMB. The Instagram and Facebook is coming. We're just waiting for the approval from them so we can include it in our platform as well. And the cool part about this, guys, is if you just focus on a keyword, let's say we'll do marketing, since this one's on marketing, and we can just put one keyword and it'll generate that post for us. And it's pretty good. Now you can go in here and change it, see previous. So if we insert that, let's say we like it. This is in here, we can insert, see previous posts, and this is what it'll look like for you. So like I said, if you have multiple platforms, plumbers, whatever your niche may be, you can pull them all up and it'll create both posts individual to that particular client based on the keyword that you just saw me do, right? And then we can add a post or add a picture. Again, this is the bucket of where your client would upload and use theirs. This is the stock one that you can search for, or you can generate an image. Okay, describe the image you want to generate. You describe it in there and it'll produce it for you. But I highly, guys, I highly recommend just get the client to upload into their bucket. Okay, and then these are just a few images that I've had. We can, if we click on one, we can edit it. It's one-on-one because it's going to Google Posts. We can center it how we like it on here. We can save the image, and then we can use that particular image. So select image to use, it'll pop it right in there. Now, we can create, or it already has a default. So see the default banner? I just use my logo and phone number, and then but you can create for it to be a QR code in your logo or whatever you want to use as the banner on there. And then the call to action, just like regular. And again, we can schedule this, the time and the day, right? So I like the, if you know, to generate the text, it's excellent for that. And you can have your VA created, or like I said, the Aldus Assist, it's going to create these posts for you. You just have to schedule them, make your corrections, put stuff in there that you like, you know, see previous posts, put links, any other links that you want to put in there. You can create that in the post as well. The Google profile, right? Overall, the details where you can change it. Again, like I mentioned, guys, we can lock it as well. The performance, how it's doing, the keywords that it's working on. You can see it right in here. The reviews and some local posts that we've done. These are some of the local posts that you can keep track of. Reports, we can create the reports on here, and the settings as well. So on the settings, typically on this particular client, we have drive time because there's an address. We can do a custom polygram, or you can also do the radius. This is where you can customize. You know, you can go to Canva, use the QR code that you can customize on here as well. And then on the reviews, one thing I wanted to point out, we have a review request. You can, should we QR code this directly to, should QR code go directly to Google review page? Okay, depending on if it's 3 or lower, you can kind of address the issue, but you can use this QR code, open it up in a different link. You can also open the link to that as well. You can use this wherever you want to help you with the reviews, guys. So let's do this. Edward, do you have a client you want to search, or did you want to use let's see here. Oh, sorry, we had a question. What was the question? Will this work? Yeah, it definitely will work, Adrian. Definitely will work on service based areas. I could do an example if you like. The only difference is you create that trade area, everything else the same. It'll gather the competitors, it'll gather your real customers based on where you tell it where you want it to be. As well. Yeah, 100%. And we have some in here that are trade areas. Tip Top Roofing, Western. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do this. I'll do two things. Adrian, I'm going to add a service-based business profile. I'll add another just regular business on here so you can see the process when you onboard this. And then for prospecting, guys, you can use this as prospecting. With this tool, if we go here to, oops, hold on. Back over here, search grids. You can come right in here, okay? And let's create one, right? Create a new one. Let's search for the business. Tip Top Roofing. Okay, and let's do West Boston. I think this is it. It looks like it is. I'm going to take that one. Okay. Let's do drive time. And we'll do, I don't know. I'm going to do 10 minutes just for the sake of the presentation because I want to also add one. But here, I'll move it up to 12. Configure drive time. So it's analyzing the drive time, which is the geo map grid, right? based off of trade area, I should say. The trade area geomap grid. Maybe refresh it. I'm wrapping here. And tip, top, roofing, and west. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Create a new one. Let's see. We can also use place ID. Let's see if it's having a hard time finding it. Let me try to get the place ID. Go to maps. Let's see. Tip top. Oops. Roofing. It's in west. Oh. Place ID. Copy. Okay. Let me try to find it with the place ID. There you go. Okay, we're gonna do we'll keep it to that. Okay, but I want to show you drive time. It's giving me a hard time. Okay, we'll do 12 miles. Configure drive time. So it does take a little bit. I think it's analyzing. It takes a little bit longer on the drive time. Let's see here. Yep, there it goes. That's how long it should normally take there. So I'm wondering if it had a hard time finding the without the place ID, the actual count, but literally that's how long it should take. So Edward, what is the keyword? I'll let you kind of run this one so it's not skewed. And we'll just do a couple so for the sake of the presentation here, like roofer or roof repair. How's that? Roof repair? Okay, roofing contractors, roofing contractors. Is that right? Contractors. And give me one more. Okay, perfect. We'll do Let's see, we'll get that in here. And we'll also do roof. Is it in here? Roofing company. Roofing company, okay. Add these. Okay, so I think it's C. And this one. And roofing company. We'll add these two. So it's grabbing the data, search volume, competition, and then we're going to run it. So as you can see, guys, it's running the two maps, right? So for prospecting, I normally just run two max. I'll pick their two, one or two, depending on what they are, and then we'll view the map and we'll take a look at it. Let's see. Give it a few minutes. It's gathering all the information. Now, guys, this is a little, it's actually a lot different. Like if it took a generic radius area, because with this, it's a trade area mapping. So it's taking a look at the competitors, that keyword. It's more localized to that particular area. Okay, there's the first one. It's actually doing pretty good locally there, Edward, if you see it on here. So it has a market visibility of 96. Its averaging ranking is 2. And let's preview the map. So based on what do we do? Oh yeah, right here it tells us we did a 12-mile driving direction. Okay, this is for roofing company. Estimated population is 14,000. Medium competitor. As far as your competition, this is based on drive time. So it's about 22 square miles based on a 12-mile radius drive time, guys. And this is 12 miles of where they would drive for your GMB. So you're not doing too bad on this one. And then you can see your competitors. Okay. And let's take a look. You're doing pretty good on both of these. Here's the other one. Okay. This is what that map looks like. You have a 92% visibility. Again, 12 miles drive time. And this is for roofing contractors. So this would be, whether doing well or not, this would be a perfect candidate for the platform because it's going to constantly make sure you stay here. It's going to constantly take a look, like if once you upload images into your bucket, Edward, it's going to say, okay, hey, you're not doing too good here. You're not doing too good here. And it's going to kind of focus on that particular area when it does the postings on what it puts in the backend for you. It's going to constantly look at your competitors if they're making adjustments. This is at the point of it's over 200 white hat. Remember, guys, ranking factors, right? And it's going to maintain. It's constantly looking at it, and if there's any adjustment, there's constant weekly monitoring on what your adjustments, what else you should do to maintain this. So this is what your trade area geo mapping would look like. This is where you kind of your real customers are coming from for this particular client. Any questions, Edward, as far as this portion? This one's kind of for you. You can see what the software looks like. You can see how you can use this as a ranking or as a prospecting tool to help grow your agency when you're speaking to them. And then if they're not doing well, let's say you're talking to CPR Roofing. Hey, you're ranked number 7. Tip Top Roofing is ranked number 1. This is what the difference in the two maps looks like. So you can take a look at their map. You can take a look at their map, the difference, right? Like right away, right? Hopefully that makes sense for you. And then you can see where the center of the geo map is, or where the business is located, right? So let's do this, guys. Why don't we add? You guys want to see what adding a business looks like? So this is the profile here, right? So we'll add a business. Okay, we'll get started. We'll add this one here that has an address. And then I have some in here that don't have an address. So we'll do that for Adrian. We'll show you what that looks like. Okay. So this one has here in Corona. We've selected it. client here, so we confirm. So again, we'll do, I don't know, we'll do 15 miles on this one, right? We'll confirm it. Now it's gathering the information, guys, right? So granted, we are on Zoom and whatnot, but this part might take a little bit because it's going out there, analyzing your competitors. Who are your competitors from the center? Okay, there it is. So it doesn't take that long. So from the center of the GMB, what's 15 miles? What's the traffic flow? What's the landmarks? Of this particular area. So it might vary from place to place, right? So we're going to confirm the trade area. So now what it's doing is taking a look at that trade area, taking a look at the GMB, and it's analyzing the keywords, right? That it would suggest for you what you, based off of like your category, based off of the GMB itself, it's going to suggest some keywords. Now, granted, guys, this is kind of like AI, but again, we want to put eyeballs, human eyeballs on this. So that's what we'll do, is we're going to approve it, but it does do the heavy lifting for you. It'll give you some suggestions just like it did now, right? So junk removal, I like it. Waste management, removing junk, moving junk removal services. Now these, it'll take, it gave me about 11, but if you want to show more, you can just click more and it'll keep showing us more, guys. So pick up junk removal near me. Let's see, junk removal services. We'll add that one. Junk removal near me. We'll add that one. Garbage removal service. I like that one. That's okay. Large trash pickup. Okay, we can do that. That's fine. Waste management. Trash hauling near me. Cheap junk removal. And then if you click on it, guys, you can see that it gives you the average search, the competition. Sometimes, like on this one, it gives you the bid of what the cost per click would be from nothing to $4 an hour, or $4 of the cost per click. So if you start getting rankings on this particular keyword, you can see what that looks like organically, what that looks like, the ROI on that. You can calculate that real easy. Trash pickup, moving junk removal. So it looks like junk removal. It looks like there's some good search on that. We get up to 10 keywords, guys. So let's do, we can put the brand on here. We can put whatever we want on here, right? So if we go, let's do this over here. Oh, let's say junk removal. Maybe Corona. Okay, so I'm taking a look at like some of the categories to see what we can do. So debris, rentals. Okay, so let's go back in here. I thought I saw something with rentals. Trash, junk pickup service. I like that. See, local junk removal, trash pickup. Okay, so actually we'll just leave it at that. And then we're gonna, I should have got a little bit less just so it doesn't take as long, but we'll do a live demo here. Okay, now it's gonna get to the billing. Proceed to checkout. Subscribe. Okay, guys, and now it's going to go into the analysis, right? So it's going to gather based on my keywords. the competitors in my trade area, right? So it's going to take a look at that. It's going to take a look at their posting. It's going to take a look at the reviews. It's going to take a look at their categories, all best in class, best practices on what we need to do to improve where we rank. It's going to take a look at all of that. So all this is researching everything. As you can see it down here, it's starting to analyze and gather all that information that we've brought in here. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And then once it gathers that up, you're going to be able to get a score. So it's somewhat has of a score. It's not really, because it's gathering all that information up right now. And then once it has a score, all this was going to be able to get that and make suggestions, make the post, going to give you the reviews. It's going to give you the descriptions based on your keywords and based on your trade area. So it's gathering all of this information. So it's waiting for the analysis for all this assists, right? So it's going to already put in your keywords, where it's ranking. You can see it live, like it's putting all that information on here. Okay. It's creating the organic keywords ranking. It's gathering your competitors. See, it's gathering all of that up for you. So to onboard for, let's say, who was it? Adrian, to onboard a client that is a service-based area, the only difference is when it comes to the drive time, where I put it on there, guys, you would just create the map, the polygon. Everything else is the same. Everything else is identical to what it was doing. So we're coming up on an hour, guys. I appreciate those that have been on here. Hopefully this made sense. Hopefully this helped you, how you can leverage this for prospecting, for maintaining, for reporting. I'll be doing more of these as the months go by and the days go by. That way you can kind of see how we leverage this tool to help us with the our agency time, to help us with maybe reallocating VAs, reallocating staff within your agency, because at this point, they would just have to go in there to each of the profiles that is gathered and implement the changes. It's going to tally it up for the reports. Look at the reports. You can have those automatically set up for you. If you have a prospect, somebody that does prospecting, you can see how it does the prospecting on those trade or trade map geogrids, or you can do the radius as well. And you can use that as the leverage. The great part about that is, guys, if you use your credits, it's not going to charge you an arm and a leg to get that as well. So it'll save you time there. It's accurate. It's based on your competitors, how you can leverage that, guys. And it's very affordable, right? It's $39 per profile. That is on a beta. We just launched this. So go on alduslocal.com, book a demo. We'll hop on with me, answer any questions you may have, and we can get you signed up. Just wanted to do a demo real quick, how I'm leveraging, how I'm using it, how we can add profiles to it, and what is the difference compared to other geo grids. It's not just a geo grid, it's a local SEO tool that you can help leverage to help you with your clients. But guys, with that said, I appreciate everyone's support on here. Much love, much success, and I'll catch you on the next one.